And we're live. Hi everyone, this is Mark Newgent with a very special guest. Also, I wanted to, are we live? Let me see. Yeah, it's live. Okay. I'm trying out my new lens. So I got some new stuff, and also got some new microphones. So if you're joining us in replay, this live broadcast is meant more for the live audience. However, I hope you get something out of it. Again, my name is Mark Newgent, candidate for Irvine City Council. And a little bit about me. My background is 20 years U.S. Army, military police, captain, commander, anti-terrorism officer, and security advisor in the Pacific region. Among many things, most importantly, I am a father of 2 children here in Woodbury, and I'm your neighbor. I'm with a very special guest right here. And, excuse me, she didn't want me to put the camera on her, but she's probably the most important guest I'll ever have on any of my live broadcasts. Honey, show your face. It's my wife, Tanya. So say hello.
Hello.
So also, if you guys are listening, hey, Benjamin, I see you there. I see you come across at the bottom of my screen. Can you give me a sound check? Also, I'm trying my new fuzzy microphone here. So I got some new equipment to do all the new live broadcasts. Also, I got some new wide angle lenses. They're supposed to be very good for the Facebook live videos. Hopefully you guys hear me and don't hear all the screaming kids. Actually, our son's behind us at the pool. So also if you're interested in being interviewed on this, I bought some awesome dual microphones. And if you're into tech stuff, let me know. I'll tell you all about this high-tech stuff and gadgets and my mobile studio. So anyway, we didn't rehearse this. We just wanted to throw the camera on. We're hanging out with the family poolside. We're actually normal people here in my wife. I thought actually about talking about some more deep stuff, because if you guys hadn't noticed, we are interracial, which we don't really think of it that way, but hey, it's worth mentioning. So I always like to joke to the Asian culture, hey, vote for me, I have an Asian wife. This one right here.
Really?
We've been together, 10 years? We've been together?
Yeah.
10 years. We met in 2008, and she met me as I was transitioning in the military and to become an officer, and she's been with me ever since. And she's with me through thick and thin, so I thought that we'd make a video, say, hey honey, let's get you on camera.
I am on camera.
Yeah. So anyway, if you're watching this again, if you watch this in replay, then I'm reading the comments that come across my screen, and I'm seeing people that are here. So, Apa kabar? I see Nita Mandagi. Apa kabar? Saya kangen Indonesia. And also AW Mas is there too, so he understood what I was saying. Saya kangen kamu. This is speaking Indonesian.
I'm not Indonesian, by the way.
I know, she's not Indonesian. My wife is actually Chinese descent and grew up in the Philippines. And she came over here when she was 25, then had the unfortunate happenstance to meet me, and here we are 10 years later. So I just wanted my family on to say hello to everybody and kind of have an informal candidates forum. We had a first candidate forum. It was too early though. It was before the final deadline of filing, which is the 15th. And a lot of people get to go to the candidate forums to ask candidates questions. And really, what the forums are, they're not really a debate. It's just a forum where people ask questions and get to know the candidates. And it's meant to be kind of like a hometown kind of thing, right? Well, unfortunately, not many people get the chance to go. So with this technology, it kind of makes the forums obsolete, and you guys are able to just talk direct to candidates. And in the 2016 election, at one point we had like 4 or 5 city council candidates on, and 2 mayor candidates on like a Facebook live roundtable. So it was really awesome. So across my screen, we just had a comment right here. Came across my screen. AW Mas, a good friend of mine that I worked with in the military, says, "Good luck with the campaign." Thank you, AW. I'll be a little bit confident, say, we don't need luck. We got this.
I hope so.
Either way, win or lose, whoever wins the election, we're going to support them. And because this isn't about partisan race or partisan federal politics, this is about our community. Again, some of the candidates are my neighbors as well, so we just got to support whoever wins. And we all got to get along. Anyway, there's no questions. I thought we'd get more questions, so let's just start talking a little bit. Anyway, the common campaign question is, why are you running? Why are you running for city council? Why are you running for school board in 2016? When I ran for school board, it's really easy to say. You do it for your kids, right? You do it for your family. That's the least partisan positions ever. School board. It's a little higher with city council. And at the end of the day, it's running for city council provide badly needed leadership in the city, and leadership is defined by the U.S. Army as the process of influencing people while providing purpose, motivation, and direction. while accomplishing your mission and improving the organization. That is leadership. That's in a nutshell what we need. And I have many years experience. I have a little notes here I was going to read to you guys too. So, in the military, we always are training leaders to be the best in the world. For example, I have attended many formal military leadership academies throughout my 20-year career. I've served in numerous leadership positions in austere environments under the most stressful conditions with stellar results. This has more than prepared me to serve on a town council. I'm very confident in my leadership and have a positive effect on our entire community. It's my personal goal to unite us and do its best for all residents in Irvine. And that's me in a nutshell, guys. It's just about bringing people together in our community. It's not about any partisan bickering or any of the nonsense we've seen for so long. And the other day, one of our mutual friends told me that I probably won't be able to change anything because you got some hatred that goes back 20 years with some of these politicians. And, I may fail, and that's fine, but I'm going to try my best. So anyway, we just had a heart sent across my screen from Greg Pimentel, a fellow 11 Charlie guy, which my wife is like, what's an 11 Charlie? It's a mortar guy. We're infantry together in the 82nd Airborne.
Oh, okay.
And the other day, I actually posted on our paratrooper page, and I asked for help. And Frank McClement from the 82nd Airborne, when I served with me, actually donated. We were chatting a little bit online, honey, and I was telling him everything after the 82nd Airborne is easy. Being a paratrooper is one of the hardest things I ever had to do. Those first 3 years in the paratroopers was really hard. Then the rest of my 17, actually, compared to that, wasn't that bad. Because everything after that, you compare it to the hardship you had. It's like you grow up really hard, the rest of your life is easy. Anyways, people walking around us and stuff. So anyway, if you got any questions to my family, feel free to ask. I think most people are at the concerts.
About to have dinner or something. I don't know.
Well, we're just hanging out at the pool. My son is off for school for next week. I think he'll go back to school in a week or so. Anyway, I'm just going to stare at the screen till you guys ask me questions. Ask a question. Greg, if you're there, can you give me a sound check too, how this new microphone sounds? I know, I'm not going to get a lot of views on this video, but it's all good. I just want to wonder how I come across with this new video. And in case you're wondering, and if you're a tech guy, kind of like me, I'm into some tech stuff, these gadgets and stuff. This is a Boya BYMM1 microphone. It's like half the price of the competitor. It's supposed to be really good. So if you're into tech stuff too, private message me. I'll set you up with a cool rig. And all this stuff is actually really cheap. Get off Amazon. And I'm not an affiliate. I'm just putting that out there for free. Okay, Ruben Vega is watching. Says I can bring you on camera also if I press a button. It's a cool function.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So anyway, that's all I got to say, other than thank my wife that's here with us and putting up with all the craziness of getting elected and stuff.
The craziness of being in the military before.
Who's crazier, being in the military or election stuff, politics?
I don't know. It's different.
It's different? Is this, what do you think? Military was harder because I'll be gone for months at a time in the military.
Yes.
Is it harder?
It was hard at first, but then I got used to the absence.
You get used to it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes to the point where when you're back, like, I don't know, it changes my routine. I have to kind of readjust because you're back. So it's always like a changing, it's a struggle.
You miss the Army?
I don't know.
Well, I think is this similar for you, honey, that they always say, the wife serves with the soldier. Is it kind of like you're serving with the politician also? You deal with it?
I think I can tolerate the military more because in politics it's so dirty. I don't like,
political attacks. Yeah,
political attacks, and it's hurtful. It just doesn't hurt you. It hurts me, and it hurts.
I understand. Yeah, I know. Me, I can take it. I don't mind the political attacks. I mean, it's kind of funny to me, but a lot of people still do them. I don't know. So, man, usually this is a bad time frame. Usually the best time to do these is like during the evening. No, during the week evenings is good. After dinner, people really.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot in replay though, but usually we have more to talk about. some of the other issues. I could talk about some of my key issues, some of my campaign. But it actually was my plan to wait until the 15th to release my platform in its entirety and all of my write-up and a detailed position paper I've prepared that is going to be posted on my website of my opinions on all the issues that face us. But there is some issues that we all know, like, public safety is going to be an issue, of course, traffic, growth, and some other ones that we kind of already know about. But I've decided to keep that kind of close to my chest until the 15th, which is just 3 days away, and I'll be releasing that. I already got all my literature done. It's like that got those. I'll be passing those around the city. You'll see my signs going up the 6th of September. All the signs go up. And you should read these. Nobody's watching us live. It's not live anymore, so there's nobody watching.
Oh, good.
You can see it come across the screen, so nobody's watching. Love you, honey. Thanks for putting up with me. Anyway, so I wonder who's on Woodbury. Also, before we close this up, I'll be doing live streaming, minimum 30 minutes a day. I'll be live, sitting in front of a camera, so you can contact me direct, ask me questions on the record, and I will leave these posted so you can ask me questions, and hold me accountable to what I say. Pretty easy, right? We all complain about those politicians that'll say anything and everything to get elected, and you're just like, come on, man, have at least, there's nothing worse than having no opinion at all, and stuff. Well, I take that back. I guess you could. There's some stuff you may not have opinion on, other than doing the right thing for what's right for the people. Or you know what? The flip-flopper? That's worse. Someone that flips back and forth, Like there's some issues, like on the development issue, that's a big one, where we have some people on both sides of it. Some people are trying to say affordable housing, other people are saying don't build anything, stop all the building. And I don't have a big emotional attachment either way, other than I'm just going to do what's right for the people. My opinion is doing what's right for the people, which means doing what they tell me. Because I don't represent myself, I represent the people. So we'll just do what's right. And when it comes down to controversial votes, I'll simply go by, what the people say. So if I get 5,000 emails, for example, saying vote yes, or voting no, and then 0 emails saying the opposite, then I'll vote the other one. It's pretty simple, right? You just send me an email what you want us to vote on. It's pretty simple. And
but at the same time, even what the people want, if it's not really best for the rest of the
well, we got to go with the majority,
city.
Right? So if you get 1,000 emails saying vote something, and then you get 10,000 saying vote the other way, I'll probably go with the 10,000 emails say vote the other way. You're not going to make everyone happy all the time. It's not possible. There's no way 100% of the city is going to think. You're going to have maybe 80, 90%, or there's some issues. But what I ask for you guys after I get elected, what I really hope you guys do is stay in touch with me. I'm going to continue to do these, try to do 30 minutes a day live. So you guys stay in touch with me, and so you keep me connected with you. So I'm not planning or trying to make decisions in a vacuum. Because some of these decisions I don't have any personal feelings on, other than doing what is best for the community. And if I'm not out there talking to you guys, then I'm not going to know what's going on. And the easiest way to talk to you guys is this technology we have that's free. So you guys don't have to show up to a forum that you can really, you're so busy with your family and your kids. You could be at home with your family at dinner table or after dinner, taking care, you can have 10 minutes to log in and talk to me and put me on the record of, tell me what you want. Pretty easy, right? It's common sense. I don't think it's going to be that hard just to listen and see what I have to say. Yeah. And one of my big goals, I would say, that I have a strong opinion on is getting everyone to work together, right?
Right.
Right.
No, I agree.
Yeah. And I want to continue my reputation of bringing people together. And again, I'm trying to really encourage the other candidates. Come on live with me. Hey, Ashley Michael, he just said, right across my screen, Felipe Noel says, hey, what's up? Say what's up, man. How you doing? I saw that you got engaged. Felipe got engaged. I saw on his Facebook. And I think I saw that you were in Alaska. So it looks like it's cold up there. I like the heat. I'll be out here in the hot sun in Orange County drinking hot coffee. So that being said, what else are we going to talk about? I just want to try to do at least 30 minutes live, so it gives people the chance to come in and hit me up with questions, say hello. I was doing research like I always do, and research has shown the perfect length for a Facebook Live video is 18 minutes.
Only 18 minutes. 18
minutes, and you're supposed to make it have something for replay viewers to watch.
Okay.
But sometimes these long forums, hey buddy.
I forgot to bring something.
What towel? You got a towel?
No, not the towel. Like I brought something, but I left it.
What's high on the camera? What's high on the camera?
Hi.
Okay, I think he left his toy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he got his towels and stuff. But anyway, excuse me. But again, I'm not trying to sell you anything, so a lot of people are trying to get that hook in, the intro, the hook in. Stay with us, stay tuned, because we're going to have this great thing on this video broadcast. It's what usually live broadcasters say. And full disclosure, excuse me, I'm just a little bit practiced at all this. I think I've done about 5,000 hours at this point on camera.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, since the last few years I've been doing this, probably 5,000 hours. And before this I was doing a little bit of acting for fun, actually since high school I've done acting, and then some stand-up comedy, which if you're trying to take your career to the next level, my personal opinion is, and professional is, do some comedy classes or acting classes, even if you don't want to actually be in TV or movies, just to help you speak. Because if you really want to get ahead in life, you have to public speak, and maybe you have to be a manager, you have to brief people people high up. It all helps. So Felipe says, so great to see you again. At which events expect to see you? Well, I'm going to the Veteran Business Network meeting. If you want to go to the VBN, Veteran Business Network meeting, the 16th of this month, so that's Thursday night. I'll be hitting the usual events throughout Irvine. If there's something specific you want me to go to, send me an invitation, I'll show up. I mean, there's so many of them, I can't remember right now, but probably a lot of the ones that go to every year. Try to go to the galas, the meetings, the Senior Center Casino Night's a good one that all the politicians hit. But it's the usual circuit. All the local politicians always do the same thing.
And you always show up in the city council.
Yeah, I go to the city council meetings just to listen. Most of them I show up or watch online. But again, I try not to do what every other candidate is doing. And one big thing I do is I do this. No other candidate I don't think is comfortable yet doing a long forum, sitting there answer questions. A lot of politicians are totally okay with doing some speech, some rehearsed, canned speech. It's the same speech they always do, and they don't have to face questions live. And a lot of them are terrified of the camera. And I'm trying to encourage them to do more live, just more interaction, so you can see us as human beings. And that's all we are. I'm here with my family, just saying hello. So again, if you're watching this, you're another candidate, call me, text me. We know, and it's kind of funny because the candidates, we all know everything about each other, right? I know you guys. They do. I know. I know everyone. If you check my social media, I check your. We all know each other very well. And at the end of the day, come November 6th, only 2 people get to be up there, and the rest of us need to support each other. So if we're talking, we're not fighting. So more talking, less fighting is what we need to do. And again, I always try to share with you guys, and I should have led with this. When I was 21, I went to war. And 20 years, I did a lot of stuff. But my first time was the most impactful. A young man that was very well prepared, 3 years in the infantry, in the 82nd Airborne before I deployed with the 82nd. And the only thing not prepared for is the children on the battlefield. So, and I saw what happens when adults stop talking and things break down and governments break down. That is hyperbole and that is an extreme example, but that is my experience. I saw that firsthand. So when the adults are not getting along, the children suffer, and we can't allow that. And it was very surreal being in up armor Humvees loaded with ammo and guns and grenades and everything, and there's children everywhere. And it's not like some movie from World War II. There's tanks in the forest. You're like in someone's backyard in some back street, and it looks like Irvine. And you load up with machine guns everywhere, and there's bullet holes in the buildings, and there's kids running around playing in rubble. It's weird. Never forget that. But everything else, it was just what you expect. But anyway, we got get along. So I think it's kind of ironic the guy that the career soldier in this race is the one that's please let's not fight. Let's just all talk and get along. No need to attack each other. If you guys attack me, I think it's kind of funny. But you know, I won't be attacking anybody. But I mean, I won't be butthurt if you attack me, but it's kind of funny. But other people I know aren't so thick-skinned. So, but again, it is pointless to bicker, and it just makes people angry. So out of the, I think so far 11 declared candidates so far, there's 2 that are not qualified yet on the ballot. We all got to get along. And I hope that message gets through to every candidate that can we please get along, because this is getting old with the bickering and the fighting, and the results are, as you see, are pretty nasty across the city, and people just descend in this circle, this endless circle of just back and forth of name calling. And I mean, it's why? I don't know. If you guys are listening, maybe you guys want to comment to join us. What do you think, honey? I don't know, our house is pretty peaceful. We don't really yell. I just listen to her and it's fine.
As long as you listen.
Well, yeah, what's the point of fighting with my wife? I've got to, sit up next. I got to still wake up next to you, and we still got to go to work in the morning. And that's that. Well, anyway, let's talk about our story. Share our story with us. So we met in Hawaii. We met at the mall, the coffee shop. I met her at the mall. We're outside Nordstrom, at Ala Moana Shopping.
How did we meet?
I'm not going to go.
Okay.
But we met, and then we met. We met in Hawaii, and then how long were we together? That was May 2008 we met. We got married over a little year later. We got married in August 1st, 2009.
2009.
Yeah. Then we, shortly thereafter, we had our son, and Tanya supported me through the military. And then as I was retiring and moving to Irvine, we came here for her job. My wife is a nurse.
I'm a nurse.
Yeah. So
working for Kaiser.
Yeah. And if you marry a nurse, you're very
that?
lucky.
Or maybe not.
Well, everyone knows. I always talk about you. I'm very proud.
Okay,
I'm very proud of you. She is the top, one of the top nurses at Kaiser, and she does every surgery. She does every surgery, right?
Well, not here because Irvine Kaiser doesn't do most of surgeries, but where I came from.
But you pretty much done all. Have you done a heart transplant too?
No.
Done organs and all sorts of. They open them up.
Heart transplants are different.
Oh, okay.
There is a different team, almost in all operating rooms. In other hospitals, they have a special team just for open hearts.
Okay,
but
so
the rest
what kind of surgeries do you do?
Everything.
I'm trying to get the microphone closer to you. She didn't want to wear the microphones today. So.
Everything, from small, I don't know, small cases to huge
Have you cut out
abdominal.
cancers?
Yeah, that's a given.
Okay. Oh no, for me that's.
Okay.
I know. I don't. When she asked her, honey, what happened to work today? She said, well, so and so this happened, and this doctor did this, but I never get into the technical aspects of it too much.
Yeah, because if you're not a medical person, I guess it's kind of hard to, explain things.
Yeah.
Medically.
Yeah. I wanted to be a doctor when I first met her, but I figured I married a nurse. That's good enough.
Anyway, I work in the operating room. Because when people say you're a nurse, there's like so many different nurses across the board.
You're like the best type of nurse.
I don't know. I shouldn't say that.
You're my nurse.
Oh, okay, that's good.
She takes care of our family. I always brag our baby never even had a diaper rash because you were so good with him. With our son.
Anal. Very anal.
Yeah. Very clean. Takes care of my son very well. Oh, very thankful. Awesome. So anyway, came here for her job, and then I didn't have much to do getting out of the military. So
Never expected you to be in politics.
Oh, I had it.
I never.
I always had it back in my mind, but when that tragedy happened to us, it really brought that out. When if something bad happens, something dramatic or traumatic happens to somebody, it kind of pushes them forward. And I'm not going to say what happened publicly, but it was a very traumatic event in our family that caused me in 2016 to run for school board instead of stay in the military. I make no secret that I missed the military very much. I was good at it, and I enjoyed it. But now is not that time for me anymore. Now is the time to take care of my kids and be home. So I started getting involved in the school district, and then that was over like a period of time. And I was, if that tragedy had not happened, I'd probably end up just doing some volunteer work at the district level or be on like a commission or a committee or something. So when that tragedy happened, that pushed me to run for school board to try to make our kids safer from what happened to us. And from there, I was working 12 to 18 hours a day in the campaign, and we didn't make it, but it was still felt like we got a lot done. And I kept campaigning for the last couple of years, and then this opportunity with City Council presented itself, where it looks like there's a really strong chance that I'll get elected. So why not? Based on our research. So we'll do something a little bigger, and also we've gotten some good relationships with the school board now, and I actually helped get somebody elected simply by not running. He won by default. Ira Glasky, he won his election last Friday night when nobody ran against him. But anyway, I got those nice relationships with the school board now, and then met a lot of people at City Council in the city that we can get a lot of good things done. And my overriding top priority is always public and child safety for our family. And everyone, of course, most people that moved to Irvine moved here because of safety reasons. That's a very safe area, and with my background in law enforcement, I believe I'll continue that, and also the issues surrounding our community. You look at me funny. You give me some look.
No, I'm just looking and listening to you.
You're so sweet, honey.
Instead of like just watching.
Oh yeah,
okay, I'm listening.
Awesome. So what else should we talk about?
I don't know.
Is this the first time you ever did one of these?
Yeah.
This is our first time.
I'm a very private person.
Yeah, she's really not. I don't know. Well,
I'm totally opposite of your personality.
Really?
My personality, yes.
Well, actually, I want to say thank you for everybody. Oh, we talk about how we got married, how we got engaged. So I have the flair for the dramatics, if you haven't noticed. So when I was in our military unit, we had, I was dating her. Everything was going really good, and I decided, hey, maybe I should just marry this woman. So
what?
Well, that's what I asked you to marry me. And at the military
maybe I should
formal,
just marry this woman.
The build-up. Let me build up the story. It had a happy ending, right? We're here. So I decided to propose to her at the military ball in Hawaii, and it had about 400 or 500 people there. It was one of those moments you see on TV where the guy in front of a huge crowd, and it was part of the ceremony. They retired the colors, remember? And I was so scared. Like, I was really nervous. And they gave me the microphone, and like the organizers of the event and the speaker, and they're like, are you sure you're still going to ask her to marry you? And like everyone at our table, everyone is in on it. The speakers, the announcers, and they said, and before we go to entertainment, there's one last thing. And all the lights went out,
and
the spotlight on her, and they gave me the microphone, and I had rehearsed this like 3 lines, and I was so scared. You still have it, right?
Yeah.
And I asked you to marry me for like 400 people, and the governor of Hawaii was there at the time, Linda Lingle.
Yes.
She was the governor of Hawaii, and a bunch of 4-star generals were there, and everyone really liked it. It was awesome. And then afterwards, where we go? Denny's for late night. It was.
You were lucky that I said yes.
I know that was some courage. I mean, everyone's like, yeah, that was. Because you kind of knew I was going to marry you, right? Yes. It was Valentine's Day. It was a Valentine's Day ball in 2009. That's right. And scoot up so you can see in the camera. And you knew, and your friends were texting you like, did you do it?
I just said yes because I didn't want to embarrass you back then. I'm just kidding.
So, but you knew. You said you knew, right?
I kind of knew.
But you didn't think it was gonna be like that, right? I surprised you.
Well.
Yeah. You really thought you actually figured it out? Did you?
I don't want to ruin your excitement all these years. I don't want to ruin the story.
All right, I'm gonna get those people in. Could you look? You want to let them in, or you want to?
I'll let them in.
Okay. Sorry, there's somebody at the pool. They want to get let in. So they said there's still one still watching. So when she comes back, we'll continue that story. I thought I was being slick, and she lets me have the moment. I was actually very scared when I proposed. That was a big ballroom with all those people, and I never really thought that she would say no. I just figured she'd say yes. Sit down. No, let's talk.
Too confident.
Well, you gotta be confident. I never even actually considered that you'd say no. I just, I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna do it. It's gonna work out fine. It's like Archer, like Sterling Archer. It just works out.
I don't know if they know about Archer.
Well, some people are fans. They know.
Okay.
That cartoon. Let's sit close to the thing. So I'm not sure how long we've been doing this for, and I hope our sound is okay. There'd be nothing worse than talking for 30, 40 minutes and the sound not work.
You're used to it.
Well, no, if the sound, the microphone.
Okay.
This is a new microphone, so I'll show you. So you guys, some of you tech guys might. So it's just that, and it's the cover over it. I'll leave it off like that. There's no wind out here. Excuse me. So it's a shotgun mic. The other one is battery powered that I use over the last couple years. But I'm upgrading to get me a mobile. This is basically a mobile studio now. I have a little backpack. So if you ever want me to interview you, or we do one of these Facebook Lives, we have a decent numbers now these days. I will very proud that in the election week 2016 we had 50,000 people visit the Facebook page alone. And again, probably pretty soon I have to start broadcasting from the actual Facebook page instead of my personal, because with the new algorithms, you don't have as much outreach with the new algorithm. I believe that Facebook, in my opinion, that Facebook is trying to get you to actually pay for the advertising. So if I like do a Facebook Live video on my page, then I can pay to pump it up and get more views and get the message out there. It used to be when we did a Facebook Live video from my personal, I'd get hundreds or 1,000 views every time, lots of interactions. But then I think they're throttling it in an attempt to make you pay for the service. Especially when you can certain hashtags, or when the algorithm senses that you're actually trying to advertise something. Because I put like the link to donate, and by the way, on that note, if you want to donate to our campaign, we could use the cash. The link is in this. So when I post those types of links, I think I get less people showing up. And I totally forgot to say, it's supposed to tell you to share the broadcast every 2 minutes, so you get this thing out there.
Is there a
just press
website that they can?
markforirvine.com, yeah.
That's the
Mark for Irvine.
the website that they can donate.
Yeah, then the green button. But I also put the donation link there too.
Oh, okay.
But I think with those links, it kind of throttles you a little bit. So anyway, it says Lori is watching us. Lori Banks Snyder, and her son was in Cub Scouts with Maverick.
Oh.
So say hi, Lori's my wife. This is the first ever Facebook Live she's done with me. See, this isn't bad, honey.
I didn't want to do it.
Well, the thing is, you can always delete these. So if you screw it up, we've only had a couple hundred people watch us.
What is that one?
Oh, that's the wave back.
I see.
You're gonna wave back. Oh. There's the new option now that says you can bring them on camera, which is
I don't
awesome.
think they would want that.
Well, the thing is, we don't have a sound on this because our microphone is plugged into our single port on these new iPhone 8s, so it sucks. Honestly, the iPhone 8 is awesome, but to try to do live with a high-end camera sucks. So you have to have get an iPhone 6 maybe with the 2 ports, so you have the sound coming out and the mic in, or go really expensive and have really high, purpose-built cameras for this type stuff, like the professionals have. Let me readjust the lighting. There you go. Like the professional news medias will have. And they pipe that in through special programs into the Facebook Live. Where someone like me, I don't have $20,000 to buy that tech. I just doing this off of an iPhone 8 and some, smart tech here stuff. And so it sounds pretty good from what I've heard so far in my last ones. Last one I did is they're gonna ask me.
He said there's a device you can use to place the 3.5 mil and a lighting as well. Plug in.
Yeah, I got those. They actually have now. They have a lavalier mic. They have a lavalier mic just for the iPhones, but the cheapest one's like $200. Then I got this one. It's the Rode one. So this one is for when I do a single video, and I can just wear that mic, and then of course it attaches there, so you have the regular thing. But when you have more attachments, the quality of the sound suffers. So.
I think it's getting dark.
Is it? Of course. Well, we can keep going and shut off whenever. Anyway, Felipe, if you ever want to be on a Facebook Live, by all means, hit me up. You have a good personality. And some people love doing this and some people don't. I could do this for hours and hours and hours.
I can't.
You can't? So we're a good match, honey.
So opposite.
You want to talk about the keto diet? No?
I don't know.
She's been doing the keto diet lately, and with great happy results.
I started the keto diet last March 26th. Do I really need to?
Yeah, try to hold it up closer because people are screaming out here. Kind of lean into the microphone.
I started the keto diet March 26. I was not obese in a medical sense, but I didn't like the way my body was going. I was, pre-diabetic, and I have other health issues, so I started the keto diet. And so far I lost 28 pounds. So I'm so happy.
Yeah, you look great too. We did some of the photos.
And then my A1C,
What's
which
A1C?
is a test for 3 months of what do you call this? Your blood sugar.
Yeah.
3 months worth average of your blood sugar. I was pre-diabetic before, like almost like 6.3. That's already like pre-diabetic. But then I tested, and it was just a month into keto. I was already like on the 5.
Yeah.
So which is very, very good. So I was so happy. And then I had hormonal imbalance before. I was taking medication. I had to see a doctor for those. And
Dr. Thermos, right?
Yeah,
we're gonna have Dr. Thermos on, by the way.
I was taking hormones because I was very irregular. But then afterwards, a month into keto, I stopped taking those medications because it didn't really help me become regular for the longest time. So I stopped that last year. But then the surprising part of the keto diet was when I started a month into it, my period just started getting regular, and I thought it was just a fluke. And then after the next month and the next month, it was so regular that I was like, wow. And then when I joined a keto group online, that's one of the side effects is it normalizes your
How do you overall feel? Like your energy level?
Energy, the first few months in keto, it's kind of hard because your body's transitioning to using fat instead of sugar for energy. So when you cut carbs, you cut sugar, your body's trying to adjust to using your own fat to burn, and I felt kind of weak the first few months. But then now I'm used to it, and now I'm more focused, and my mind is more clear. I don't have a brain fog. And then I used to have insomnia, and I couldn't sleep. I'm a type A personality. I'm a nurse. I work in the OR, so I have this really, hyperactive mind. So I can't sleep every night. I'm a light sleeper, and any slight movement or slight sound, I would always, wake up. But starting with the keto, I noticed that I sleep better. I sleep deeply.
Okay.
And it changed everything. I like the way I look.
And that's another thing is public safety and health is an issue, or a platform. So I've arranged with our doctor, Dr. Thermos, which he's a specialty doctor, a very smart guy. I've known him for many years. He is going to be doing a series of live videos with me starting in the next 2 weeks. I just was chatting with Dr. Thermos yesterday, and he is very excited. We're going to start off with like the top 10 or top 20 questions about endocrine health. He's an endocrinologist, hormone doctor, also does chiropractic stuff. He has hyperbaric chamber in his office. He also does anti-aging stuff. And he's usually like, just to talk to him, $200, $400 an hour. And I'm going to get you him for free because he, again, he's a friend and he wants to bring some positive attention to the campaign. So, and coming up in 2 weeks, we're going to have Dr. Thermos on, and he will probably talk a lot about the keto diet. You follow him on social media. He does a lot of stuff about health. He puts out there for free to help people. Just a good guy, him and his wife.
I don't know if he's a keto supporter because a lot of doctors out there are not really pro keto. There's only a few doctors out there that do support it.
Well, Ashley's listening, so I see that you're still with us, Ashley Michael, and I know you're a young mom with young kids. One of the things I wanted to bring him on was talk about children's endocrine health, which he's the expert in. And so you guys, if you end up at home with a sick kid that day when he's on, you can actually ask the doctor live how to help you and your family get healthier. So That's another thing. You know, a lot of people say, I care about people. I'm a politician. Thumbs up photos. I'm going to bring you a doctor. That's what I'm going to do. You know, and a lot of people, you know, say that I support veterans. Thumbs up. I'm going to find a guy in a picture of a guy with a uniform. And I actually try to bring veterans on camera and help them get jobs, help them with their businesses, like Greg.
Right.
By the way, Greg from Uplift Transport, a U.S. Army veteran that helps disabled people with his business. He's actually super busy right now. He's getting in a contract with Hoag Hospitals. So he's got to buy a second or third van. Yeah, he's doing like high-end transport. And it's not even if you have, if someone disabled in your family, he offers high-end quality transport. So you might have someone out of town, grandma visiting, has a wheelchair, out of town visiting you. He's here local in Irvine. You can schedule a visit, you know, for the whole family. You can go out to the Spectrum Center or something. So you don't have to be sitting there with a disabled person in your house and not having any recreational activities. And again, he lives over by West Park. So we're gonna try to get him back on the next week or two. Oh, your friend Beatrice. Okay, I'm sorry. If you're watching this on YouTube, which I put a lot of these on, you don't get to see the comments that we're seeing. It's right about here. So I see who comes on the screen, and I see the comments. So. And her college friend just hopped on to say hello. I should have tagged you.
What?
Well, no, I didn't tag you in this. I just, you know, that's Facebook etiquette. Don't tag people unless it's they have something to do with it, because they'll unfriend you.
Yep.
Yeah. Ashley Michael says, sorry, my 3-year-old got a hold of my phone. That's okay. I have 2 kids. I have a 15. I have my daughter be 15 in a week, and I have my 8-year-old. And my only regret as far as kids go is I wish I had more children, but I just had the 2. It's kind of weird. Your priorities change as you get older. I miss my ones when I miss my little ones when they were little, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting to that phase with our son where he's getting independent and may not need us as much anymore. That's sad. It makes
not yet, not really.
But it's
he's
we're
still
coming.
Very
very loving. Our son's very loving. Well, we made him that way. He's very well taken care of. Yeah, he's a good kid. So he's starting 3rd grade here in a few weeks, or wait, a week or 2. And then my daughter's starting 9th grade. So there's one saying about the campaign that I think hits home. It's when I was 21 years old, I threw a rifle over my shoulder, left my family, got in an airplane, and went to fight in a place never heard of for people I didn't even know. And how hard do you think I'm gonna fight for you and me and my children and our neighbors and community? You know, so that's what you get with me, is someone that will fight to the death for you. I mean, I don't think I'll ever have to, but if I was, the Army called me if the Army called me today to go back, I would. But that's no fear of that. The only fear I have now is letting people down. And I was at City Council, and I spoke publicly to try to get us money for a memorial. And I shared publicly the 2 times I was really terrifiedly scared. And that was the day I left. I actually literally got in their plane at Pope Air Force Base in North Carolina, and I went to war. I was scared, very scared. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just a kid. And then my first combat patrol was about 2 weeks later, because we got in the country and everything. And they locked and loaded everything. We got in, and it was a little nerve-wracking, but I got through it and I was fine. And I was never really scared ever again since then. And then the only time I was ever scared again was when I was a commanding officer, or when I was, a platoon leader, a platoon sergeant, and I was afraid of letting people down. That's it. Because when you're an officer, you're in charge, you don't pay for your mistakes, other people do. So that's quite, I think, even scarier and responsible. Anyway, that's a little bit about me. I don't tell the deep, the nasty stories. I only tell you the happy, funny stories. So, which got a lot of them. But anyway, I think they like it when you talk. See, this is fun, right? This is like,
I don't know.
Yeah, most of the time everyone goes on live with me and they're like, I don't want to do it, and then
like me right now,
yeah.
When you just turn it on.
She didn't want to do this. She didn't want to do it. Yeah. I just turned the camera on.
Caught
I was like,
guard,
honey, I'm not going to turn it live. I'm not going to turn it live. Just going to do a screen test, see how you look. Look, see, I mean, I'm going bald. Look at that. Who cares? So, eventually, I have no hair. Eventually, I'll be a gray, wrinkles. I'll be an old man in a walker. just try to enjoy today. Should be happy. You know, I'm happy that my kids are healthy, get a good wife, nice wife, everything.
You changed it. Good, you said good wife.
Good, beautiful wife. I'm just trying to get you on camera to get the Asian vote, honey.
Really?
Oh no, I like joking about it. We sometimes we can't take ourselves too serious. Do you think of me as your white husband? Or you just think of me as this guy that you got to put up with, right? It's just your husband, right? I don't think of you as my Asian wife. It's just my wife. It's just mother of my children. I just see you as who you are. That stuff is silly. Well, it does make people comfortable because race tensions are so just hyped up for really no reason. It's just there's like this extremist on both ends are just causing all these fights, and the majority of us are like, we just want to live our lives, right? I don't think about that. It's not something I wake up in the morning and go, hi, Asian wife, how are you? You go, hi, white husband. How's our mixed race children?
That's funny.
So anyway, I don't know.
I might have to get.
Yeah, we gotta get going. You gotta work tomorrow. I enjoy just sitting here chatting. It's like, hey.
You can still sit here and chat.
I don't know. Well, people aren't even talking. They're just kind of. I don't know. I promise I'll do this at least 30 minutes a day, so you guys can talk to me. So I know most of you guys don't even know they have the candidate forums, and probably will never even go to the candidate forums. So it's not really that big of a priority. And again, I encourage every other candidate, please call me. We'll do one of these talks. And even if I disagree with you on some of the issues, we can talk about it and hopefully come up with some kind of resolution or middle ground or who knows. And at the end of the day, if you win, then I'll support you. And if I win, I hope I get your support. It's that simple because we owe it to the people of Irvine to not fight like little kids. Little girls, well, or little kids. Say little kids. We're adults, so let's act like it. And let's get along with each other. Most of us are parents, I believe. Pretty much every candidate, we're parents. I think every candidate is late 30s, 40s. The oldest candidate, 75. So let's act our age and get along. Yeah, 72 to 75.
I was gonna say except, but I'm not gonna say that.
But, yeah. We all know that we change when we have kids. What we care about changes. So that's what it's about. It's our community. Let's all just get along. Let's hold hands, get along. Trust me, I've been to war, been there, done that. I don't want to see it here. Let's just get along. There's nothing special about fighting. There's nothing, nothing good about it.
Okay.
It takes lifetime wisdom to see that. So happy with you, honey. I love you.
Love you too. Have to get going.
Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna end this broadcast. Make a good face. Okay. What's done here? So smile for a few seconds because it's gonna capture. So. And hi, anyone just showed up. We're actually ending the broadcast. So anyway, my name is Mark Newgent, candidate for Irvine City Council. Please vote for me this November, and stay in touch after I get elected so I can represent you the best that I can. Anyway, take care, guys.